go to the other half of Black Snake Road. I think for topic number 2 for today, I want to touch base just a little bit on how I feel about the motorcycle safety course. I took it. I took it before I bought the Shadow. I had a lot of dirt bike experience over the years and very little on-road motorcycle experience. So I wanted to take the class just to get a little idea of sort of what my skill level might actually be for street purpose, for street use. I wanted to get a break on my insurance. I never got a quote without having taken the course for insurance because I didn't have a bike yet, so I don't really know how much it saved me or how much it didn't save me, but they say you get a, you know, they say the insurance companies give you a break when you've taken the course, and my insurance company did ask me if I had taken the course, so but I enjoyed it. I did. Some people are going to say that it was boring. Some people didn't enjoy it. Some people are going to say it's not worth taking. I think it was worth taking. Like I said, I got some tips. Some things I really didn't know. The times I'd ridden street bikes before, I had sort of just got on and I rode them. And there were a lot of things I wasn't doing correctly. Once I found out once I took the course. And for the most part, if you pretty much follow the rules of riding, I'm gonna call it the rules of riding, for how they tell you how you should ride a bike. And really, as I ride the sport bike here, it doesn't matter if it's a cruiser or a sport bike. The stuff that they tell you in that class, it's for all bikes, and it works. I dumped this bike over. As I said in the one video, I leaned when I shouldn't have leaned. I was going so slow that there was no need to lean, and if I just followed the rules that they, you know, not rules, but followed what they taught me in the motorcycle course, and not, I had a different frame of mind of trying to work the tires in, but if I just followed the rules, I never would have dropped this thing, and there wouldn't be scratches on it. And that's one thing, just over the time that I've taken it, his lights on, this guy's lights on his trailer are not working, because I can see his tail lights. But they work, the tips, they work for any bike, any type of riding. This is not going to be a tutorial to say, but that's what, you know, they give you a, they don't really give you a speed, but for the most part they say when you want to turn the bike, you push, and it turns, and that's true. In the course they go over the really slow maneuvering, which is not a push, it's a bit of a counterweight. Like if I want to go right, I would actually sort of put the weight a little over to the left, and I turn the bars. During the course, they had a couple people. I was actually in the course with a lot of people who had not ridden, who did not have their license. I actually don't think anyone in the course that I took had their license. I had my permit. I would say probably half the class had their permit, but no one had their license yet. So I was in a class with a bunch of people who were pretty new to riding. A couple of them had never ridden. They'd never been on a bike until they got on the classroom bikes. Some of them had already bought motorcycles and were riding on their permits, but they had never ridden. There was one guy who had a motorcycle license way back in the day. He said he hadn't even been on a motorcycle in probably 30 years. So he just wanted to take the course to sort of get on a more modern motorcycle and just see if he could, you know, still ride it. He was an older gentleman, and he just wanted to see if he could still ride. Because he said the last bike he was on still had the shifter down by the leg, sort of like what a car shifter is. I say more modern bikes. We rode little 250s, Hondas, like the Honda Shadow 250, Suzuki's, I don't even know what they call it. It was a 250 cruiser type bike. Maybe the Honda was the Rebel, I don't remember. But it didn't matter. You're in a park. We were in a parking lot. It was designated. It was a designated area, but it was like an old parking lot, and they had put the building there for the classroom, and then, you know, painted all the lines and stuff to put the cones on. But they teach you you weave through in and out of some cones at slow speed, then you get faster. So they teach you the push. They teach you to stop. They do a drill for like a quick change of direction or evasive action. They do the slow maneuvering. There's like a big S that you got to weave through. There's a box that you got to turn around in. I might try to get a video at some point later on. I really have no idea when, but I might try to go down there on a ride and sort of do a little bit more, maybe more of a tutorial on the class for people who might want to see that if they're thinking about going, whether they see this video or they don't. Maybe they'll see that one. I missed my turn. We're gonna get a little bit of highway riding, I guess, because I guess I was supposed to turn back there to get to the road I want to get on. I know this road. I can get home, but it's not where I wanted to go. The lake. The lake. Big lake. I don't even know what the speed limit is there. I sped up, but now I'm not sure. Get back on the motorcycle safety course. Don't let me ramble. You guys will see sometimes that I ramble. Said I told you a little bit about it. My instructors were very good. I thought they were very good. And the one thing they kept getting me on, I didn't do it on the test. I was able to get 100% on the test. I had a little bit of bragging on myself there, but they didn't mark me down. One thing they kept getting me on during the drills, though, sort of coming from the dirt bike side, I guess, I was grabbing the clutch and the brake with like 2 fingers. I tend to grab it more with 3 now, and I got the lever that really only fits 3. but they kept getting me for 2 fingers. And for the class, they said, put your whole hand on the lever. We want to cover it because you want to get in habits. You want to get in good habits to where you don't slip off or let go or things like that. So that's a little bit about the safety course. And like I said, I think it's worth taking. I'm not sure, depending on where you are, I'm not sure the cost. Mine was pretty cheap. I don't remember. I don't really remember. I'm not gonna try to tell you what it cost me because I don't remember. But I think I had got it for a decent price. It's a 3-day thing. If you're just not sure about it, it's a 3-day class. The way mine worked, I came in on a Friday afternoon. It was a Friday evening. It was like 6 or 7 o'clock, and it was real short. I think we were there maybe till 10. It was kind of a late night, but they scheduled it to where, you know, it was after people got off work and after the instructors got off work. But the first day was only sort of a couple hours. And then Saturday and Sunday were 8 hours, 7 or 8 hours each. They were kind of long, but you went in. Saturday we had a little bit of class, and then we went out and rode. And then Sunday we actually rode first, went in, took the test, the written test, which is not hard. It's a multiple choice. At least for North Carolina, it's a multiple choice test, so it's not hard. And then we went out and did the final ride test, and basically that was it. They had us hang around a little bit just so they could get all the tests graded, the written test graded, and all the scores in from the ride test. But this is how, I mean, I'm gonna tell you pretty much, unless you drop the bike during the ride test, you're pretty much gonna pass. I mean, if you mess up every drill, and when I say mess up, I mean mess it up. I'm not talking about get a point off. If you get a point taken off for every drill, you're still gonna pass by a long shot. You pretty much have to drop the bike, do something unsafe, or really mess up the test, or all the parts, to not pass the riding test. And to be honest, the instructors I had, you know, they told us beforehand, kind of all through the weekend, if you don't feel comfortable at any point, let us know, or let them know. They'd work, depending on how far into the class, really, they'd work on refund or partial refunds. They kind of said, look, if we really think you're not ready, you know, we'll tell you. They weren't necessarily going to kick anyone out of the class, but if they thought if they had sort of got to the ride part of the test, and they just sort of knew somebody was going to screw up all the drills that bad, they pretty much said by then they would have already talked to you and you know, sort of had figured out if you were ready, and you know, whether you should really even take the test or not. So it's pretty easy. And the written test, like I said, it's multiple choice, and it's not that hard either. There's no trick questions, so no one failed. I mean, every person in the class passed. Even the ones that had never stepped, put a leg over a motorcycle. They all passed. And some of you may think that's bad because you say, well, why would they, somebody maybe that has 6 hours of riding time should be able to get their motorcycle license. Well, think about it though. They demonstrated enough skill on the ride test to essentially, if they were to go take the test at the DMV, they would have passed it. So that's no different there. They showed at least enough knowledge to pass the written test. Now, they say if you have your permit already and you pass the motorcycle safety course, you do not have to take anything at the DMV. You just walk in with your voucher and your valid permit, and they issue you the endorsement or the license. If you do not have your permit, you then have to take the DMV written computerized test. You don't have to take the ride test because you passed the safety course one. So it's really no different. It's no different than somebody throwing a leg over a motorcycle for a week and going and taking the DMV test if you pass. And so those of you who don't know, so I think it's a good idea to take it. I think it's a good idea. I think it's worth the money. Even if you've been riding for a long time and you've never taken it, maybe you want to go take it. It's I can't see where it's a bad idea, no matter how much experience you have. So that's my thought on that. I'm gonna sort of watch out here for the potholes. I guess I'm gonna get a little more ride time in. I'll leave it at that. If you have any comments about the safety course, if you took it, let me know if you thought it was a good thing to do. Let me know if you think other people should do it. Let me know if you don't think it's worth it. Don't get mad at me. I personally think it is. I won't get mad at you if you don't. Just leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. But safe rides to everyone out there watching. More topics to come. Leave me a comment. Hit the subscribe button. More videos, more topics. Hope everybody enjoys their day.